Is Republican Congressman Will Hurd of Texas. He was a CIA officer and now serves on the House Intelligence Committee. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Jake, no problem. Always a pleasure to be on.
So, Congressman, President Trump tweeted earlier today, quote, "Most politicians would have gone to a meeting like the one Don Jr. attended in order to get info on an opponent. That's politics." Is that politics, sir? Is that your experience?
Well, I wouldn't have attended the meeting. I spent 9.5 years as an undercover officer in the CIA, a lot of that chasing Russian intelligence officers. I definitely would not have sat down with anybody claiming to be part of the Kremlin or Russian intelligence. And I just hope everybody who is connected with the campaign has reviewed their Outlook files and made sure all their details are out there now, because this is becoming a nuisance and a distraction from some of the conversations we should be having.
You're somebody who has a strong hold on Russia and how it is a geopolitical foe of the United States in many ways, although, of course, there are areas where the two countries can work together. Does it bother you at all to see this attempt to normalize this meeting with what was billed as a Russian government official with high-level dirt on Hillary Clinton?
Well, in the little bit of information that I have seen out in the press, I think they did believe that they were meeting with officials of the Russian government. But I'm going to withhold judgment since I sit on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. We need to be able to review the documents, get everybody in a room, have them raise their right hand, and talk through what was known, what was obtained in those meetings. And ultimately, it's going to be the special prosecutor, Bob Mueller's responsibility to figure out whether a crime was committed or not.
So Jared Kushner has had to amend his security clearance form now at least 3 times that we know of to update meetings with foreign nationals, including that one with the Russian lawyer. Some of your colleagues on the House Intelligence Committee, Democrats, are expressing serious concerns about his ability to handle classified information. What do you think?
Well, I'm in line with what some of Mark Warner's comments, what he said earlier about, give people the benefit of the doubt, and they want to see what the reasons were. Having filled out this form myself before I joined in the CIA, I know how complicated it is. Oftentimes you may forget, when you have hundreds of meetings with people, sometimes you forget individual interactions. But I think it's enough that we need to have a conversation around that.
You, as somebody who has dealt with Russian intelligence, do you think that the type of meeting, what has been described by former American spies as a possible, quote, cutout, this Russian lawyer, do you think it's possible that it was an effort by the Russian government to do what Mike Rogers, the former House Intelligence Committee chairman, referred to as a dangle, to suss out whether the Trump campaign might be willing to take this kind of information?
We can't preclude that. We can't cut that out, because one thing the Russians have been doing for decades is covert influence, right? They know that they can't take on the United States military. They know they can't take us on economically, so they have to resort to asymmetrical warfare, and a lot of that is running dangles, running double agent operations. And so this is something that does sound like it came out of their playbook, but we need to review this. We need to be thoughtful to make sure that we're not jumping to conclusions.
The Russian government, I want to ask you a policy question here. The Russian government says it's going to reject any conditions from the United States in order to secure the return of those seized diplomatic compounds. The Obama administration in December seized these 2 compounds in the United States as retaliation for Russia's election interference. What do you think about the notion of the Trump White House giving these compounds back without any guarantees from Russia on any issues, including Ukraine or Syria or anything else?
I actually think we should go further. I think we know the level of activity the Russians are taking in the United States. I had been calling for the removal of the Russian ambassador Kislyak last summer. I think we should be tightening sanctions. So when a previous administration deems these locations to have potentially been involved with Russian intelligence, I don't think you give that back.
All right, Republican Congressman Will Hurd of Texas in the House Intelligence Committee. Always good to have you on, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.